For center number 2, you're going to be working on practicing identifying prepositional phrases, the notes that we introduced on Friday. So you're going to need your Chromebook, highlighters, and a writing utensil, whether it's a pencil or a colored pen is up to you, and your interactive notebook. So first you're going to open your interactive notebook to that grammar writing section. The last section of your notebook on page 5 is where we took notes about prepositional phrases. At the bottom of the page is the paragraph that you were allowed to work with a neighbor to identify phrases with, and I think I also told you that there were 2 infinitives in here. So what you're going to be doing is watching an Edpuzzle to identify the phrases and make sure, kind of self-check your work. Just to do a little recap about prepositional phrases, this is the page in your notebook, page 1, where you had to work on memorizing. And this is the list that you're going to be quizzed over on Wednesday. So make sure if you have some extra time today, this could be something that you work on. But for a prepositional phrase, you're going to be looking for a preposition, so one of the words somewhere on this list, followed by a noun or a pronoun at the end. And then you're allowed to have modifiers in the middle. The only thing you don't want to see in the middle is a verb. If you find a verb, it probably means you have an infinitive or a dependent clause. So again, I would refer back to this notes page as you do today's activity. When you get to Edpuzzle, if you have already opened an account with Mr. DePofi, you should be able to just click Login, and you can see on my account I haven't done that. You're going to click Student. You're going to log in with your Google password so you don't have to remember it. And it's going to ask you whether they can access your information, and there's really nothing on here that's bad, so you're going to hit Allow. And then click Join Class. And when you join class, you're going to enter this code here, JUPUBUZ. So, if I enter the code, it'll say Mrs. Culleton's ELA class, do you want to join? You'll click Join, and then you'll see the activity that you're going to work on here. So if you click Start, it's going to ask you to type in some questions on, or type in some of the answers to the questions that went with the handout that you worked on last week. Okay? After you finish the Edpuzzle, I will go in and check your answers, and I don't really need to see your interactive notebook because I'll see what you typed in. You are going to be working on writing a prepositional phrases poem. So your assignment is to write a 10-line poem using at least 5 prepositional phrases about a topic of your choice. 5 of your lines should begin with a prepositional phrase and end with a noun or a pronoun at the end. I want you to try to use some modifiers in addition to a, and the. We talk about poetry, you're adding description, so try to come up with some good adjectives. I will be checking for correct spelling and consistent capitalization and punctuation. We talk about poetry, we don't have to follow the rules of English language, but we do need some kind of consistency with how you're going to capitalize and punctuate, and that's up to you as the poet. Your poem does not have to rhyme. And the last thing I want you to do is highlight all of your prepositional phrases. So on this handout, you have a place to do some notes and write a draft, and then your final copy. So here's my example. I came up with my topic was going to be the beach. And as I was thinking about writing a poem about the beach, I was thinking about all the things that I see and some of the adjectives to describe them. So this is just some brainstorming. After I had my brainstorming done, then I took the ones that I wanted and created a poem out of them. And so now that I'm done with my poem, before I turn it in, I need to highlight my phrases. So at a sunny beach, with my feet in the sand, on my lap, in the air, and of coconut flavored sunscreen. So you'll see that I actually have 6 prepositional phrases, that's fine. Of course, you can always do more, but you can't do less. And if you need some extra inspiration, I have a couple more poems at one of the page protectors at your station. You can look through here and see how these two poets used prepositional phrases in their poems. When you finish your handout, the prepositional phrases poem is either homework or it needs to be turned in. If there's still time left in the period, you can work on one of your other center activities if you if you still have to do any of them, or silent read, or you can work on your Padlet.